Hello everyone and welcome to Anime Gaming. This is the first video on my channel and I'm gonna keep this intro very short because I really want to get into what this game is about. Bear in mind I know nothing about it. It is called Fragment and it's made by Starfield Gaming. Again, I don't know anything about it, but based on the intro screen for this game, I am very excited to try it, so let's get right into it.
Somewhere in this world, a world filled with tragedy, filled with pain, filled with people whose hearts are fragmented over time as they experience misfortune. Somewhere in this world, happy ending must await, right? If such an ending doesn't await us at some point along the road, what was the point of traveling it in the first place? But maybe is a happy ending really just an end point in your life? Maybe it's an ongoing journey. Maybe people shouldn't seek one ultimate happy ending, but multiple happy endings along the way. Or maybe that's stupid. I don't really know. But I believe tragedy can't be the only option. I want to believe that it is. Good luck finding it. That happy ending we all hope for.
Well, that's an interesting way to start this game, but alright, let's see what this entails. Wow, look at that. Stunning visuals. Look at it. Please be aware. Okay. Mild horror-based themes are present in this game. If you are sensitive to sudden noises, unnerving images, or content that deals with serious subject matter, please proceed with caution. Well, I don't have any problem with that, so let's go. This game is intended for players ages 12 plus. Before we get started, input your name. So my name is Annie. Let's go. Then let us begin, Annie. Act 0, Truth and Lies. That is a really pretty logo though. Lana, read me a story.
All right. What story did you want to hear this time?
Little Red Riding Hood.
That one again? Are you sure?
Please.
You sure do love Little Red, don't you? Is she your favorite?
Yeah. No, that's cute. The little girl was 8 already, but she still loved hearing stories.
Doesn't the wolf scare you?
Nuh-uh, I'm scarier than him. Rawr. And such an imagination.
You got me.
Look how cute
You're a
we
pretty
are.
little girl, aren't you? Come up onto my lap. I'll read the book for you.
That's sweet. Yay, thank you, Lana. Lana, when will Mum be home?
Oh, it is about time for her to get back, isn't it? Don't worry. I'm sure she'll be home soon.
I guess that's a no on that one. That is not a good sign. Oh boy. Mom, no! Ah, it was a dream. Again. Another dream. More like a nightmare. It's always the same. You didn't witness the death firsthand, but the images that flash through your head at night are so vivid as though you had been there. It seemed like it didn't matter how many times the dream occurred. You'd always wake up in a cold sweat, frightened and shaking. Looks like I kicked off my covers in my sleep again, too. You can never fall asleep without them. It's as though they're your protection, and without them wrapped around your body, you feel defenseless. But you'll always wake up only half covered or with no blankets on the bed at all. How long has it been now? 10 years, huh? 10 years since her death. If only you could just forget it already, but the nightmares won't let you. They force you to continue grieving. That's actually very sad. Your eyes wander over to the phone next to your pillow. What time is it? Ugh, gotta hurry. I'm guessing this is
You're getting lazy, girl.
Okay, rude. I'm guessing this is our father? Yep. You'd think after all these years, you'd at least be used to your father's presence, but you still can't stand him. Bear in mind, I have tried to record this game 3 times, but had some software issues, so there might be a couple options that are already highlighted since I attempted to do this. His face is the last thing I want to see after waking up from a nightmare. Sometimes you wonder why he even bothered to take you in after your mom's death. He's the one that left in the first place. The most likely theory you've decided is guilt. He'd feel guilty if he left his child alone and adopted you to feel like he's accomplished something. It's almost funny. All he's accomplished is a strained relationship. Yikes. So we're gonna keep that one. Your inner psyche is made up of various traits that will affect your dialogue and endings as you progress in the story. So I'm guessing there's multiple endings to this. I look forward to getting all of them if possible. The combination of your ego, curiosity, trust, and creativity will help form who you are. Leave me alone. I'm already exhausted enough without hearing your criticism first thing in the morning.
Watch that tongue, girl.
Jeez, he's aggressive. Your venomous attitude towards your father has become a habit. In fact, this is such a routine at this point that any act of kindness towards him would probably be met with confusion. Annoying jerk doesn't deserve a polite reply. He's a good actor and sure does pull off the concerned father face well when he wants to, but I know better. In the end, it's just that, an act. She looked so sad saying that. You can feel his eyes following your movements while you get ready for school. It isn't a piercing gaze by any means, more like he's trying to figure out what to say to you. I wish he'd just speak up instead of staring at me like that. Sitting there like a statue just makes him look even more like a fool. But he truly is just a damn fool, isn't he? You ignore your father the entire way out of the house, feeling his gaze continue to follow along behind you. So we don't get along with our father, noted. Even though you slept in, you're not exactly in a rush to get to class. Only a few more months left until I graduate, but it still feels like too much time. The only real good thing about your final year in high school has been your history teacher. You hoped to end up in her class and were thrilled when you did. She has a way of making boring topics seem interesting and goes out of her way to make bonus assignments for a boost to your grade. The topics are usually unrelated to the important events in history and instead let students explore more niche interests. Sandwood High. Interesting. When you arrive at school, you begin the search for your best friend. I'm guessing that's her. And she's talking to somebody. Ah, she's talking to that guy again. They seem to be spending a lot of time together recently. She looks kind of busy. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with not disturbing her. I guess I probably shouldn't get in the way. She looks like she's having a good time, and judging by the atmosphere going on between her and the guy, she's probably about to make a move. You sigh and walk into the school building, leaving her be. Well, hey, at least somebody's having fun, right? School passes by Same and boring as ever. The only highlights are homework for math and science and a new art assignment to draw a sketch of someone close to you to turn in by next Tuesday. Finally, the last class of the day arrives, history. Honestly, as growing up in high school, never liked history. It was always so boring to me. Today's a new bonus assignment, right? I hope it will be an interesting topic. While bonus assignments are always optional, almost everyone does a few of them to get that boost to their grade. Hi. Oh, hey Shannon. Oh, Shannon, hey. I said that backwards. I saw you walking into school alone earlier. You know you're allowed to talk to me, right? I don't bite. You seemed like you had your hands full. Of course, I just didn't want to interrupt. That is basically me in real life. I'm never too busy for you, silly. Ha, thanks. You look like you're in a good mood. You betcha I am. Oh. Miss LaFay, I think you already know what I'm about to say. Sorry. What's that about? Shannon rushes back to her desk. There seems to be an unspoken rule that says you and Shannon can't be seated next to each other. You can thank Shannon for that after pissing off every teacher and student in the whole school with her chattering. Shannon, come on. But while Shannon's desk is across the room from yours, it doesn't stop her from glancing over at you every once in a while and grinning every time she manages to make an eye contact. Okay. Alright, everyone. So, are we gonna get to see who this teacher is? Or no? Because I am very curious to see what this teacher looks like. Time for the new bonus assignment. This is a fun one, and a rather interesting one too. Oh really, you don't say. Oh boy. This week's theme is family history. Oh no, that's terrible. That's right, your assignment is to write about your own family's past. Same minimum length as always. I encourage you to look as far back into your history as you can to get the most out of this assignment. Alright. It'll be due next Friday. You feel all the previous eagerness you had drained from your body at once. I mean, I guess we won't be doing that class then. Because that's a difficult one. You don't say. Your family consists of two people. Your father, who you hate, and your mother, who died. Wow, that does not make this easy at all. You know next to nothing about your family's past. You never met your grandparents. In fact, you hadn't even met your father until your mother's funeral. Is there anything I could write about? I could ask my father for something to write, but I don't even want to look at him, let alone talk to him. No, she looks so sad. He'd probably just laugh at me if I asked him. That is not a good thing to do. Annie? Ah, Shannon. Sorry, I guess I kind of zoned out. I figured that might be the case. She gazes down at you with concern and puts a hand on your shoulder. Are you gonna be alright? Jeez, what a dummy. Thinking, what was that dummy thinking? Giving an assignment like that. Want me to talk to her about it? I'm fine. I don't need to be coddled. I mean, clearly you're not fine, but besides, it's optional anyway. Even so, it must have made you feel sad. Made you sad to have think about that, right? I don't want anything to make you feel... I'm fine. Are you? Or is that just a cover-up? It feels like a cover-up to me, to be honest. Let's just leave it at that, alright? Please? I mean, at least Shannon's a good friend. She's looking out for them. If you say so. Shannon has good intentions, but the truth is that talking about this sort of thing out loud tends to make you feel worse. That is no good. The two of you are long past battling this type of thing out. There was a time when Shannon would insist bottling it up is no good and keep on pushing regardless of your protests. But anyway, don't forget, my house, tomorrow at noon. I won't forget. See you tomorrow. See you then, Shannon. I've got something really great to tell you. And... Shannon pauses to wrestle around in her bag. Check this out. Coupons? You betcha. To the new smoothie bar opening up on Sunday. Looks like you have 3 coupons there. I'm pretty sure those are 1 per customer. She invited somebody else. Oh, right. The 3rd one is for someone else. What's that bashful grin all about? Because she probably invited somebody she has a crush on. Keep up, girl. Even I picked up on this. But hey, you go get it, Shannon. But that's not the biggest thing. Look at this one. Oh, strawberry lemonade. Is that a band or something? I don't know. Your favorite, right? We gotta go sometime. Okay, so I'm guessing it is a band. Sounds like fun. Tomorrow is Saturday though. Should we hang out on Sunday instead? Okay, you didn't answer the question. Sunday won't work. Oh? Oh, wow, that's exactly what she said. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow, okay? Alright. Sure, sounds good. Are you going home right away? I was planning to. Why? No reason. I just thought if you had any places to go, I'd tag along. Wouldn't want you to get lonely, right, Annie? Thanks. I'm not going to get lonely between now and tomorrow at noon, though. Don't worry about me so much. Yeah, I should have expected that. She leans in to give you one more quick hug. See you tomorrow. This art style is really beautiful though. Bye. Why do I get the feeling she wasn't just worried about my loneliness back there? You know Shannon well enough to understand the type of person she is. The sort that thrives on social interaction. A typical extrovert. I am the opposite, so I guess that works. In comparison, it wasn't that you never spoke to other people at all. Sometimes. You tried sometimes, though mostly when prompted by Shannon. Yep, that's usually how it goes sometimes. People were always polite, but you never got the impression that they actually wanted to be around you. It was more politeness out of obligation. Okay, that's really sad. Would you have even befriended Shannon if she wasn't so pushy? Probably not. Again, also very sad. Guess we're back home now. TV blaring like always.
That you, girl?
Yes, sir. The volume from the living room turns down a bit after the front door slamming shut alerts him to your presence. Yeah, it's me.
Come to the living room, all right?
Okay. Do you have to smoke in the house? I was gonna say the same thing. Like, the smell of his cigarette lingers in the air while he makes a motion with his arm for you to come and sit near him. Oh boy. I'm gonna, yeah, can you? Fine, but you need to put out that cigarette first. Yeah, please. Fine, fine. Oh wow, he cooperated. Didn't appreciate your attitude this morning. Oh wow, wah wah. Very sad. I know you want to stay mad at me forever, but is that really how things gotta be? I mean, I suppose not. I'm trying, you know. Okay. Yeah. Wow, I'm still very angry. That aside though, tell me about your day. How was school? Oh, he's really trying. It was fine. Jeez. Any new projects? Anything interesting? I mean, now would be a good time to tell him about that project assignment that we have to do. Yeah. Really? Just, yeah, that's it. This is some tension. I'm not going to be able to escape to my room until this is over, am I? May as well get it over with. Art and history. I need to draw someone close to me and write about my family history. I'm sure your art assignment will turn out just fine, but yep, the family history part. Oh, he's smiling a little bit.
Hey now, family history, huh?
Yeah.
You ever been curious about that sort of thing?
I actually seem to light up with genuine interest when you bring that topic up. Does that mean he does want to discuss it with you after all? But it's never been something he has brought up willingly on his own. Not really. I'm sure it's all boring anyway. Maybe that was a bit too harsh. I should cool it a bit.
Far from boring.
Alright, go ahead. Tell me just how interesting we are.
Can't do that.
Just cut to the chase. Do you have something you want to tell me, or are you just trying to waste my time?
I wish I could, girl. Really do wish it. With all my heart.
Of course you're going to go silent now. Typical.
You'll have to make something up for your assignment.
Seriously? You are so... Before you have a chance to retort in frustration, you hear a ringing noise, and your father takes his phone out of his pocket. I gotta take this. How can he do that? Blabber on incoherently about cryptic crap and then rush off as if he's a victim in an interrogation room. If he's going to try to make me cry for it, I won't give in to whatever game he's playing. You drive me insane. Those words are mumbled in a soft, barely audible tone. He might have been able to hear them from the next room, or he might not. You don't care either way. It's not like it's the worst thing you've ever said to him after all. Family history. The blank sheet of paper where you should be writing notes seemed to be taunting you by showing off how little you truly know. Ugh, this is stupid. It's not like I need to do this assignment. In fact, you'd probably have just skipped it entirely if it weren't for your father's odd comments. Your eyes wander away from the piece of paper and over to your laptop. You've never thought about searching your family name on the internet before. It just never seemed important. But, why does he have to be so annoying? You pause after making your way to the search engine. What should you search? Your last name? Maybe I should type my mom's name in as well to narrow it down. Or my father's? You type in the name Luann Green and click enter. So here we have news on what seems to be some kind of miracle drug and our mom's obituary. Alright, her obituary. You expected that it would be there, but it still manages to make you feel sick to your stomach. You never did read the obituary. At the time it was written, you were just a kid, and reading the obituary wasn't on the top of your priority list. But the other result catches your eye. New miracle drug? You knew that your mother was working on something important when she was alive. It's why you were often being looked after by your babysitter, Lana. Your mother spent a lot of her day-to-day life at work. So this is about the miracle drug. Could this new miracle drug be the answer to humanity's problems? Is the new miracle drug that's in the works actually everything it's cracked up to be, or just another dud to add to the pile? Surprisingly, it seems this one might actually be the real deal. Although it sounds too good to be true, a laboratory in Sandwood City is currently researching a medication that workers on the project believe has the potential to be a cure-all. What does that mean exactly? The answer is simple. It is a drug that may be able to completely eliminate the body of physical disease by gradually eating up the old internal organs and tissue and replacing them with a stronger, smarter form of tissue. Yes, you heard that right. That means this panacea drug actually destroys our old body as it replaces it with the new. And of course, that is where the ethical issues begin to arise. Not only is this a potentially dangerous process, human rights activists are already questioning what the smarter tissues they're referring to really is, and what will change about the human race if this drug is approved. Many people with physical disabilities have to live their day-to-day lives facing various forms of ridicule and oppression. Is the answer to this oppression to simply delete disabilities completely? Some say that instead of implying disabilities are something to rid ourselves of, we should continue to teach acceptance and kindness and spread awareness. Honestly, I agree with that to some extent. What do you think, dear readers? Is this drug the answer to humanity's problems or a recipe for disaster? And then some kind of message about ad blocking. Okay. So this is what Mom was working on? The fact that a medication like that is even possible is one thing, but to think your mother was one of the scientists working on it, that would have been a huge discovery. I've never heard about any drug like this. Maybe it wasn't a success? Your mother didn't talk about work very much. She probably thought it would all be too advanced for an 8-year-old to understand. You glance at the date this was published. This was written shortly before she died. So I guess she did write it? So we're gonna read the obituary as well. I may as well navigate back to the obituary too while I'm at it. You hesitantly hover your mouse over the obituary. Why am I so nervous? It's been years. It's not a big deal anymore. Okay. In loving memory, our hearts go out to her family and friends. We feel deep sorrow as we announce the death of a beloved mother, promising scientist, and kind-hearted woman who has passed away following the accident on the Sandwood City Bridge. This loss can only be described as a tragedy for the young woman, who was well known and respected among her peers in the scientific community. Luann was described as someone who loved to smile and in turn, loved to make others smile. As an expression of sympathy, the Rest in Peace Foundation will be making a donation to her research institute, which aims to create medication for diseases that are currently considered untreatable. A light of hope has been left behind, though, in the form of her 8-year-old daughter. Her husband wished to have the child's name omitted from the obituary. Why is that the case? The unidentified truck driver who caused the crash, leading to one death and several injuries, is still at large. If you have any information about this person, please contact the Sandwood City Police. It's a fairly standard-looking obituary, aside from one detail. A light of hope has been left behind, though in the form of her 8-year-old daughter. Her husband wished to have the child's name omitted from the obituary. This entire line seems wrong, but taking away the whole light of hope line, which was probably only added in to make the obituary draw out more sympathy, why does this refer to your father as her husband? They were separated years ago. You're not sure if they ever had a finalized divorce, but he certainly wasn't present enough in your lives to refer to him in that way. His presence even invades Mom's obituary. This should be dedicated to her and to people who mattered in her life, not your deadbeat father. But why ask for my name to be omitted? Is that common? Seriously, what goes through that man's head? I'll look up my dad's name next. News. Man fired from job explains his side of the story. And he's in her obituary too? So, the obituary pops up under his name too. You'd expect it from your mother's name, but you're more surprised to see it under your father's search result. The other result though, man fired from job explains his side of the story? Is that about my dad or someone else with the same name? I've never heard anything about a newsworthy job termination from him. I guess he didn't want to tell you. Since when is a guy getting fired considered news anyway? Guess we're gonna find out right now. Last week, we reported the job termination of a local office worker. While a man being fired is not our typical news, this particular incident has brought up some interesting questions when it was revealed that the termination was ordered from outside of the company. What? That's so weird. We spoke directly with the man involved, about the events. I am shocked at what took place. I've been fired from a position I held for many years over false accusations. My boss didn't want to let me go, but was ordered to get rid of me. Oh, what? What is most confusing about this situation is that the termination order did not come from any higher ups in the community either. Instead, some outside influence had a say in the matter. No one, not even the man himself, know where this order came from. But what was the reason for the termination in the first place? The man is just as cryptic as anything else in this matter. Accessing restricted content through the company's internet connection? It has not been specified what exactly restricted content is in reference to. If I had to guess, I'd say someone powerful must be pulling the figurative strings here, said Gray. I don't know who or why, but I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. Published on March 9th, 2035, huh? That's about a year before I was born. So your father was fired from his job for accessing restricted content, but no one actually knows what this restricted content supposedly was. Sounds like he wasn't just accessing adult content or something like that. What kind of content would be restricted enough for someone outside of the company to order his job termination? Weird. This is just too weird. Mom was working on a cure-all miracle drug, and my father was fired over accessing some sort of restricted files? They seem like completely unrelated events, but I feel like there's a connection between them somehow. You might have to suck it up and ask your father for more info tomorrow. Once upon a time, there was a boy. This boy was given a red hood by his grandmother. He wore the hood at all times, so much that everyone started to call him Little Red Riding Hood. I will be sure to take care, said Little Red Riding Hood, after promising not to talk to strangers, nor to stray from the path. When you awaken, it's still dark. The words spoken are quiet, just loud enough for them to wake you from an odd dream.
You awake?
Who in the heck? I mean,
Come on, wake up. This is important.
Okay, who are you? You pull the covers up over you. Dad?
Not so loud, you'll wake Gray.
Oh, so you know my dad then. Who the heck?
My name's Kay. I'm sorry if I frightened you.
Okay. You didn't frighten me. You try not to let your voice quake. Showing fear to a malicious stranger would just give them all the more reason to continue, right?
Alright, if you say so. Sorry about that. I promise I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to warn you, actually.
You feel your heart beating in your chest and look over towards the sound of the voice. There, at the window, you can just barely make out the outline of someone in the moonlight. Warn me about what?
You're in danger. Really big danger. I promise you. If you tell anyone about the things you learned today, things will go terribly wrong.
Does he mean the news article I read earlier? Or something else?
There's someone after you. His name is Jasper.
After me?
Please be careful. One wrong move and things will go terribly, horribly wrong.
The voice repeats their warning as if to emphasize it. Annie, are you still up? Your father's voice suddenly calls out from the hall. The mysterious voice drops further into a whisper. Now the bare minimum. You can hardly hear
You
it.
have to go now. Take care of yourself, okay? I'll be back soon. Be careful.
You hear a faint sound like someone jumping down to the ground outside, and then footsteps running away. You glance out your window just in time to see a shadow running off. That's mega suspect. And you're left alone, confused by the strange words spoken to you. Saturday. You wake feeling dazed and confused. The conversation with the mysterious figure that appeared last night is still clear at the forefront of your mind. I don't even remember falling asleep after that. I should probably tell my dad before I even think about meeting up with Shannon.
Girl, come here.
Despite your conviction to tell him the truth, you still find yourself wincing at his voice. Just like last night, your father motions for you to sit near him.
You know, avoiding me won't help a damn thing.
Like I care. Your ice-cold tone brings a frown to your father's face. Ugh, fine, forget it.
Listen, about last night, it wasn't my intention to piss you off.
Okay.
Guess I just find it tough to speak to you and all that.
Sure. He always claims that he didn't intend to do things when he talks to you. He didn't intend for things to get this bad between us. He didn't intend to make me feel abandoned as a child. He didn't intend to blah 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 blah. Just shut up, old man. No one cares. But this time, you do actually have something to speak to him about. I heard a voice talking to me last night. Look at his face. He looks so surprised. A voice? What did it say? That I'm in danger. Your father breathes a sigh of relief. Wait, relief? What? Ah, Kay. He knows who the voice is with only that much to go off of? What kind of strange people does he spend time with? But I guess most important right now is... Who exactly is Kay, and why the hell is he sneaking up to my window in the middle of the night? That damn kid. Looks like he's trying to force this story out of me. What story? Can you talk like a normal person just this once? Girl, I decided last night that I don't want to keep these secrets from you any longer. What secrets? What are you talking about? I wanted to say all this for a while, but listen, this is a secret. You get it? Your mother truly did want things to just stay as normal as possible. Oh, well then. Okay, so what's about to happen then? What is he saying? Mom never kept any secrets from me. Or so you think. And besides that, things have never been normal. The idea that he thinks things have been normal so far between us is a joke. Does this have to do with whatever he was holding back last night? Possibly. You clear your mind of any accusations you'd like to make, and you speak as calmly as you can manage. It's not easy. Talking about your mother is never easy. Tell me, please. I mean, he looks kind of sad now. I had planned on keeping this from you for longer, but you're old enough now, I think. You are an adult after all. And for other reasons as well. Damn that stupid kid. Still not making much sense there, Pops. What's happening? Promise me first, though, you gonna keep this a secret? Yeah, sure, whatever. You agree, even if it's only to make him get on with it. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story here. Then, it's an interesting one. You might even find it a bit intriguing. He makes it sound like he's about to tell a fairy tale. A fairy tale, huh? Yeah, that's about how it sounds.
A long time ago, there was a lab. No one really knows what went on inside that lab. But I do know that when people came out, they weren't the same.
That doesn't sound too good.
Not in appearance. They look the same. But on the inside, that's where they changed.
I'm assuming that's not a very good change considering where this story is going.
The lab was experimenting with a chemical in hopes of enhancing human ability. Yes, you could call it an attempt to help humans evolve faster.
I don't like the sound of that.
Super speed, super strength, increased mental capacity, telekinesis.
So basically people want to become anime characters with these superpowers. I'm kidding. Anyway.
It would bring out a power beyond someone's wildest dreams.
Interesting. But still, that's probably very bad.
The lead scientist was desperate for his life's work to be recognized, for his experiment to be a success.
Okay. But is that for a good thing or a bad thing?
And in some ways it was. Those who took part in the experiment's first human trials became unlike anything the world had seen before.
I'm guessing that's not a good thing, though, because everything has side effects.
But no success story is without its downfalls.
Yep.
And an unexpected side effect occurred.
That's exactly what I was saying. There's always a good and a bad to everything.
They began to lose their humanity.
Well, that's not good.
It only happened in short bursts at first, but when it did, together with their newfound powers, they became violently dangerous.
That's terrible, actually.
And so they were euthanized, killed off. Their lives ended as humanely as possible, and the experiment marked a failure. The risk was too great to continue any further.
Okay, so everybody who took whatever drug this was lost basically everything that made them a person. And so it was too bad to keep it going, so they had to get rid of it and everybody who was connected to it. Okay, that makes sense. But now this brings up the question, did our mom take this drug?
one man, the lead scientist of the project, didn't want to just quit.
Of course, there's always the people who are reluctant to do so.
Still desperate for his project to be a success, for his life's work to not go unnoticed, he created one last attempt at the drug, hoping to remove the side effects. Then he injected the drug into himself.
Yep. So basically he really wanted this to work, but I guess there's no proof if it did or not. Like, where's that guy now then?
It was too late, though. The drug was considered dangerous already, and the scientist, despite showing none of the horrific side effects, went into hiding with his wife after realizing that he'd never convince anyone he wouldn't turn violent as well.
So that's what happened to him. Okay. But is he alive, is the question.
The man was never found.
Well, nobody knows then.
And with complete silence from him, perhaps proving that he had kept his sanity, eventually the search was called off.
Jeez.
The failed experiment was called to a close and buried.
Well then, that... Well then, that's interesting. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, if somebody told me a story like that in real life, I probably wouldn't have believed them, because that sounds completely insane. Did you rehearse that or something? Oh boy, yep, here it comes. What? This is a joke, right? I guess I should have figured that you wouldn't believe it at first, girl. I did just tell you about the existence of mutants after all. Yeah, I don't think anybody would just jump to believing something like that. That's like saying, oh yeah, I was coming home from the grocery store and I ran into a vampire and we just, went on a nice little picnic and had a cute little date. It was great. Like, nobody would believe that. Like, but your belief aside, what did you think? I guess it was actually kind of interesting to hear. Yeah, I mean, fiction of that sort gets popular. So listening to that kind of stuff, it's kind of cool if you think about it, but completely unrealistic if somebody were to tell you that that was real. So his expression is serious. There's absolutely nothing in his demeanor that gives away that this is a lie or a joke. But that's not enough for you to believe his insanity. I had no idea you were such a conspiracy theorist. Yep, there it is. Are you trying to tell me that mom's drug created mutants? Or that you were fired for researching a restricted human experimentation project? Her face looks so smug. You know about that? Your dumb rambling yesterday made me wonder about some things. So, I looked up your name on search.ing last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't expect you to do something like that.
When you get people interested into some stuff, people gonna ask questions. It's just the circle of life. Well, I did. So here's your chance to tell me whatever story is behind this in a way that makes you look good before I search for more information myself.
You wouldn't find a damn thing.
And why not? It was easy enough to find this one. All I had to do was search your name on search.ing, and it popped up as the first result.
That news article doesn't even scratch the surface, and not a single other source even tried to find an answer.
Ah, so they got information on that, but they couldn't get any more information on the topic. I'm guessing the person who was behind all this doesn't want them to find everything, so I don't think it would be that easy. Huh? Your eyes lock with his. Both of you are trying to read the other's intent. The reason I know about Mom's drug is because I looked up her name too. Figured that was the case when you brought up search results.
I'm surprised that article's still up, to be honest.
I just gotta say, I really love the person who voice acted his father. Love that. Why? Did something go wrong with the project? And then there was silence. Okay. I can't tell if he shut up because of the topic we're on or because it has to do with Mom. He's always hated talking about your mother, probably because he feels some sense of guilt about leaving her. Or maybe just because he hates talking about his faults and wrongdoings. Wow, that is a kick in the gut right there. Can you please, for once in your life, actually speak to me like a normal father? I'm trying to have a discussion with you about Mom. Don't you keep telling me to be more honest with you? Oh, we're getting angry. Well, I'm doing that now. I'm being honest and asking what the hell is going on. As soon as you start venting, the words just keep spilling out, one after another. You don't even try to yell at him. And yet, surprisingly, your father doesn't seem angry about it. Usually he'd tell you to watch your tone and scold you for speaking to him in such a way. But oh, he's smiling? Why are you smiling? This time he looks almost looks proud of you. Why are you looking at me like that? No reason. Not any important one, at least. I should have known you wouldn't tell me the truth. Jeez. Snappy much. Girl, wait. It's only the strange degree of desperation in his voice that stops you from leaving without another word. How stupid do you think I am, Dad? Do you think I'm that gullible that you could feed me some piece of fiction and it would make all the issue between us better? Ouch, that's a punch in the chest, bro. Your father grabs a piece of paper from the table and quickly scribbles something down on it. Take this. Okay, what is it? What is it? The paper contains something that resembles a map. Okay, so you want us to go somewhere. Room 205 is circled at the bottom. Okay. Come to this address later on. I already have plans with Shannon today. Then come afterwards. Please. Your father's story sounds like a ridiculous work of fiction, and yet I'll be there. Well, at least that brought us somewhere. Can't tell if it's somewhere good or somewhere bad, but at least we're getting answers, and that's really all we wanted, right? Without another word, you head out the front door and slam it closed. Alright, well, I'm going to end this video here because I feel like what's going to happen next is going to be very important, and this video is probably going to be long enough already. So yeah, I'll be doing the next part as soon as possible because I'm really interested to see where this story is gonna go and what we're actually gonna find once we get to that room. But yeah, if you are interested in that, then stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and we'll venture into this together because I honestly am getting very invested in the story. So with that being said, bye!